In my earlier years, I think what was incredibly interesting was working in South Africa at a time where criticality was at its peak. There was a major transition that was happening throughout South Africa, obviously between the National Party being voted out and the ANC coming in, Nelson Mandela being released, so much going on, that I felt like the art community was incredibly reflexive. So probably the biggest gift I could have had was to work with Sue Williamson, who actually produced a book called Contemporary South African Art. And I also worked with Jane Alexander, who's an artist who was my professor and instilled in us more the ideas of what it meant to question. The publications in South Africa around this kind of thing at that time were not a lot. And I felt like after coming to the Rebel collection in Miami and understanding the tough kind of work that they show, I mean, some of their collection is really is very on the edge. I started to think about reading the more critical writing. The first book I got was Ways of Seeing by Jerry Saltz. That was the first prescribed book I got. And I felt like since then I'm a big follower of his and Roberta Smith's, and have been more interested in looking at the critical voice from a perspective of being constructive rather than destructive.
Mm.